Hi guys, Archie Luxury channel. Today I'm doing paid reviews. Paid reviews, guys. This is for John and Lisa Rigby. Here we go. Hi Archie, we are Mr. John Charles Rigby III and Lisa Rigby from Lancashire, England. We love your videos and laugh constantly at your delivery of information. We quite like to learn about your expertise with the watch industry as we value what you offer up with your thoughts. We wish to put to you this question. How can I get cured of Rolex? As I've been a collector of Rolex for 40 years and have waited over a year for the 43mm Sea Dweller, and the blue-faced steel and gold Sky Dweller. I am giving up. Rolex seems to not give a toss about loyal buyers. It's as if they're having a party but not inviting anyone who has been a devoted brand ambassador. So I want to know, what other brand luxury competitors should I look into in your opinion? As a side note, I used to live in Brisbane and a few other choice places on the planet, so I've seen and done it all. Thanks for your thoughts. Keep the videos coming and keep saying what we all want you to say. We hope Rolex will listen. I am sending you a donation of 104 Aussie dollars as a way of saying thank you for your time. Cheers, Archie. Thank you. What a beautiful, beautiful email to receive there. I got to tell you there, yes, I'm actually wearing my, Breitling Super Ocean Heritage. Why? Because I'm sick of Rolex bullshit. That's right. I mean, I love the Submariners, but Rolex is playing this Ponzi scheme where they limit supply and they are just jerks. And I got to tell you, a good friend of mine, Scotty, he's a nice, good Christian man, nice guy. He's got a lovely wife. He's a devoted Rolex fan. He has owned a Deep Sea. That's the Rolex 44mm, the monster. He sold that and he then bought a Batman, a Rolex Batman. And then he's had an Explorer 1 39mm. And he sold them off just for personal reasons, and he wants to enter into the brand. He went into the Rolex dealers in Brisbane, Hourglass and Langford's, and they both said, you can't put your name down for a Pepsi? A Pepsi? And I mean, this guy Scotty, he's as loyal as they come. He loves the brand. Scotty loves Rolex, but he works hard for his money, but they treat him like a second-class citizen, like a leper. And this is the sad thing. If you want to get a Datejust or a day date, sure, they got stock, but you want to get into the sports models. That's what the true purists want to do. And it's pretty terrible. What's actually happened is the entire Rolex sports range, you know where it's going, don't you? It's going to China. That's right, China. And this is the reality. You've got hordes of Chinese buyers. They come into boutiques all around the world. They will just snap up every steel sports Rolex that's on display. And you know, it's pretty terrible. I'll tell you something confidential. This was told to me by a friend of a friend. Basically, there are Chinese buyers who go to the big dealers in Singapore, Hong Kong, you're talking Hourglasses, and they say, right, we will buy 70 watches. We want of the 70, we want 30 to be sports. And we expect a Daytona in there, a steel Daytona in there. And this is what they say. They will buy a shipment of 70 at a time. And I mean, how do you argue with that? They will pay retail, no discounts. They will pay the price very, very, and this is the problem. They have got such buying power. Look, what do I say there? I really think with Rolex itself there, I love the brand. I got a love-hate. I got to tell you, this crazy Rolex thing is getting really, really serious. I did notice that in Australia, I had a friend of a friend who bought a two-tone. He bought a two-tone GMT from a boutique. They actually came back to him 18 months and say, is there any Rolexes we could help you with? And I've told him to go for one of the hot models, you know, Pepsi, Batman, Hulk, James Cameron, go for one of the hot models. And they are trying to cultivate a non-Chinese buyer base because they realize this Chinese Ponzi scheme could all end because they're communists. They're communists. You got to be careful when you're dealing with communists. So I got to be completely frank and honest with you. What would I do? I would say there are some very good alternatives. You've got to look around a bit and see what really floats your boat. At this point in time, let me tell you, I'll give you an example. I've got the Rolex Explorer 2. I've always loved the Explorer 2. It's the 40 mil. I've always loved it. It was a bit soft, but prices on them have gone up a bit. Believe it or not, the 42, I've got the 40 mil. The 42 is actually almost the same price now. A good 40 is almost about the same as a 42. So I wanted a diver. I'm buying, you know, on the pre-owned market, and I ended up getting a Breitling. I got a Breitling Super Ocean. Now, this watch here itself, it was basically 3 days old. Then the guy took it to a second-hand dealer, a watch dealer, and said, I don't like it anymore. And he halved his money. So I think it's a very, very... I like a black bezel, black dial. It's a ceramic bezel. It's actually using a Tudor movement, okay? And I got this. It's on the shark mesh, which Rolex doesn't do shark mesh, which I say is really cool. No, this is a retro model, no crown guard, so it's kind of it is really funky there. And I got this basically half the new price, So Rolex, yes, I understand. I would say for you, so you've got the 43 mil and you've got a Sky. Those two are beautiful pieces. I think some of the Tudors are amazing bang per buck. There's many good brands there. There's many brands that are very, very soft. So Breitling on the used market could be a goer. I paid about this here. It was a little, it was about 3,500 Australian dollars. What's that, about £2,000, which is pretty good buying. Okay, I know Breitling is soft, but if I bought it so cheap, does it matter? Can it really sink much lower than that? The other brands which are really, really soft at the moment IWC. That's incredibly soft. You wouldn't want to buy IWC new, believe you me. But on the secondary market, IWC used to be quite a desired brand. They were quite expensive. I never thought they were good bang per buck. Now they're very good bang per buck. So that's what I would be doing. Another interesting brand is Panerai. Panerai used to be like Rolex is now. They were super, super, super in demand. I honestly would say with Panerai themselves there, I love Pam. I love Panerais. I do love Panerais. With Panerai, I think you've got to do your homework a bit. The important thing with Panerai is box and papers. It must be box and papers. If it's not got the box and papers, don't you don't want to own it. And also with Panerai, you want black dial. Do not touch white dial. For some reason, Panerai in white dial is terminal. So yeah, that's quite an interesting situation there. So there are bargains there. I look at bargains. I look at watches I like and what I think is a pretty good bargain. Nothing from Omega really excites me. I think Omega, you know, they're very soft, but nothing really in Omega really excites me. There's some, you know, I would say there's some interesting stuff around there. You just got to look a bit. IWC has some great pieces which have never been so affordable. Something like a Breguet. I mean, I've got a Breguet Type 20. Yeah, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but, you know, I bought that for about less than half. Way less than half. Or, you know, a third of retail. That's a good buy. I mean, okay, you bought it so cheap. How can you really lose? So that's kind of what I do. Rolex themselves, they're a victim of their own success, and I don't see it getting better. I really don't see it getting better. What other brands? I think you got to look at brands that you like, and if you're gonna buy a brand that's soft, you got to buy it brutally cheap, because that's the important thing. So I would jump on Chrono24, do your homework, and see what these things have tanked for. That's probably the best advice I can give you. Just have a look, see what brands have tanked, and only buy things you like. When you buy these softer brands, you've got to be so careful, because you might be stuck with them for a while. So just be careful. There are some good watches out there. You've just got to play it professionally, play it carefully, and have a bit of a look around there. But I would be saying, look, if Rolex is being jerks, don't play their game. Believe you me, there is more to life than Rolex is. But yeah, that's that's what I would do there. And but you've got some beautiful pieces there. You've got the you said you got the 43mm red sub. Sorry, the red sea dweller, and you got the sky dweller. I mean, fuck that. Those are two super cool pieces. So yeah, that's the way I'd play it. You got some beautiful pieces. Just be cool about it, and yeah, it's there's some good buys there. You just got to do your homework. I'm Archie Luxury. Remember, like, subscribe, tell your fuckhead friends, and don't forget, put a few really nasty comments down below. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you fuckers think of that.